What I hope that participants take away from this conference is that while we might have come together because of social media, because of the importance of Facebook and Twitter in this economy, I hope that they heard that it's more about customer expectations and behavior, and how they make decisions, and how they influence and are influenced, and how important experience play into what they share and what they feel and what they love and what they don't love, so that they can take back to their office not just the need to get in social networks, the need to actually develop new customer experiences, the need to develop new processes and systems within the organization to facilitate those experiences, where social networks and new technology just become a way to enable those experiences. So they probably got more than they thought they would in terms of the amount of work that they have to do, but that's why this is such an important time. The first one is that social media invites businesses to engage by creating profiles, by introducing contests and campaigns, but that's not what it's about. It's first the ability to understand what people are experiencing, what they're saying about you and your competitors, and how that translates into intelligence about what you should be doing. You should feed your strategy. You shouldn't say anything in social networks until you have a better understanding of the value that you could introduce into it. The second thing that I believe people need to walk away with is the understanding that what they think customers want and what customers actually need out of the social or the mobile experience, we talked a lot about technology today, needs to be better understood and needs to be designed for their channels of preference. So for example, they will, in their studies, in their research, they will learn that people use Facebook for different reasons than they use Twitter. And even within those same networks, there's multiple roles of the customer. They might be a customer, they might be a prospect, they might be an influencer or an advocate, they might be a detractor. So they have to better understand what's their role within each one of these channels. And in terms of mobile, in terms of commerce, all of these things need to be designed, dedicated to each one of those channels. So that's the other thing. And last is this idea of renewal. By paying attention to behavior, by experimenting, by servicing, selling, marketing, by moving the business to these new channels, they start to cater to this different base of customer. What's really important to understand is that there isn't any one type of customer. There's now multiple types of customers. You have your traditional and your digital, and now you have this one that's much more connected. Their expectations are not at all like the digital customers before them. What they really need to understand is, what do those experiences look like? How are they different? To what extent is the balance? And how do they invest in those experiences for each one of those customer bases? And so those are the three main points, but they're not easy. It takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of perseverance. And that's why I believe that we're not social media champions, we're actually champions for change. We're change agents. And if it was easy, then anyone could do it. It's difficult, so we actually need tomorrow's leaders to rise today, and I actually believe that tomorrow's leaders were in that room. Corporate social media that doesn't get it looks a lot like an editorial program, very rhythmic, where you'll post a picture, post a video, then you'll have a poll, and then you'll have a contest, and then you might share some new content, and you might respond to people like, hey, thanks for your comment, you know, we hope you have a great day. It just seems very casual. There's no real purpose or mission behind it. There's no real value that customers take away. The companies that really get it is they understand customer needs and expectations, not just by how to react, but more importantly, how to lead those experiences. And that's really, the companies that really understand it, they're innovating in ways that go beyond social, right? They look at social as a channel for this bigger mission. They look at mobile as an extension for that bigger mission and vision. The companies that really get it start with defining what that vision is. How are we going to use new technology to improve customer relationships and customer experiences? And then reverse engineer from that, where social is just one part of a realized effort that's going to be much more strategic and much more engaging. I think it's easier than it should be for companies to start experimenting on social media. And by that I mean, it's free to set up a page. It's easy to hire somebody out of university or somebody who's young that knows how to use Facebook, for example. But the real challenge is that that's part of the problem. So most businesses fall into that trap. So it's not easy to understand customer needs and expectations. It's not easy to innovate based on that. It's not easy to justify to decision makers within the organization to say that money, resources, and time need to be invested in the social network. So the hardest part of all of this is to not jump in and to take time to better understand why this is a real opportunity, why it's necessary for your business, where are the people you're trying to reach, and what influences them, what do they share, what do they find fascinating, what are their challenges. Getting those answers will dictate how you use those networks and which networks you use. That's difficult, but that's where it starts.